to the dermo today. Yeah, dermatology scan day. I haven't done it in a couple years, maybe 3. Maybe the guy will burn off my shitty plays from last night. I got burned on everything. That's just all there is to it. The Mariners blew the lead and lost to the Astros in extras. The Yankees couldn't even score a run. I hit that San Diego, Milwaukee under, thank God, because the Pistons lost in overtime. Pussies. How do you blow that game on your home floor? You're finished. And the Avs, they win, but I was laying a goal and a half. They were down 3-0. That was when I was toast. They came back, tied it, and won it. But they weren't going to cover the hook. They won 4-3 in overtime, so that sucked. I need this guy to, and I don't think he's going to do it, burn off these 2 huge corns I got on my right pinky toe from basketball. So, as you know, I play ball every day, and I have just had like this like forever double corn, like 2 of them. It's like a weed with 2 ends to it, and there's these just enormous fucking corns on my toe. So when I play, every day I have to wrap it in tape. So I get to the gym and I wrap it with tape, and just so I can put it in my, shoe and play. Because if I don't have it taped and covered, it's already bad enough with tape on it. But if I don't tape it, it's like having 2 nails in your basketball shoes scraping against your foot and toe the entire time you play. It's just awful. And here's the thing. You can burn acid on them. You can do whatever you want on them, and they tear off. But then they grow right back. They just never go away. It's like a lifelong weed in my toe. It's as shitty as those picks last night, I'll tell you that much. Let's see what happened and get it all over with. I gotta suffer the pain for last night. Like, I woke up to this shit. Like, I was in a good mood. I was watching the Pistons. They were up, and they had like a 9-10 point lead, and then I went to bed. And then, I really did think the Avs were going to come back when they were down 3-1, and they did. I went to bed and missed it, but they won in overtime, so we'll relive all this shit. Cleveland wins it in overtime. 117-113, and now they go home where they're undefeated at home in the playoffs to try to wrap it up. Harden had a playoff best 30 piece. Spida had 21. They came back from 9 down late in the 4th and beat the Pistons 117-113 in overtime. They're up 3-2 in the Eastern semi. The winner meets the Knicks. The Pistons led by 15 in the first half and 103-94 with 2 minutes to go. You're up 103-94 with 2 minutes to go, and you gag on a spoon. The Cavs rallied. They tied it on Mobley's free throws with 45 seconds left. You got to be kidding me. Cleveland went on a 13-0 run and held Detroit scoreless for 5 minutes from late in the 4th quarter to midway through overtime. The Pistons not only blew the lead, but they couldn't score in overtime. The Cavs went up by 7 with 2:39 left on a Spida 3 from the wing, kind of in the corner. Right off the corner on the wing, a dagger. Harden made 1 free throw on a possession and rebounded his missed second attempt. He's only missed 3 the entire series. He's like 30 of 33 from the line, and he made another free throw to help him seal the deal. Game 6 is Friday night in Cleveland, where the Cavs will get the first of 2 chances to advance to face the Knicks. So they can win it at home, or they'd go back to Detroit for a Game 7. If the Pistons win, they'll host Game 7 on Sunday. The Pistons had won 4 straight at home since Orlando put them on the brink of elimination in Game 5 of the first round. Harden had 8 rebounds and 6 assists to go with his 30. Hell of a comeback by the Cavs, and I got burned on that bet. That sucks. You're up 9 with 2 minutes to go, and you fucking don't score again? I mean, honestly, that's just a bad beat. That's all there is to it. Baseball, Baltimore smacked the Yankees. I had the Yankees on the run line. They couldn't even fucking score a run. They lose 7-0. Bradish pitched 6 one-hit innings. Rushman homered. And what's worse is Fried Chicken left the game with his elbow hurting for the Yankees. He's going to get an MRI today. Cleveland 4-2 over the Halos. Angel Martinez hits a leadoff homer. Parker Messick pitched well, and the Guards win at home. Washington in 10, 8-7 over the Reds in Cincy. Dalen Lyles, 2-run homer in the 10th, wins it for the Nats. Colorado all over the Pirates, 10-4. Get the Cognac Moniac, 3 hits for the Rockies. Boston beat Philly and cooled them off, 3-1. Rafaela's pinch 2-run homer leads the Bo Sox. They've been terrible. Toronto in 10, 5-3 over the Rays. Dalton Varsho, a grand slam walk-off breakfast. Second one's $1. Mets 3-2 and 10 over Detroit. Bang, the walk-off single in the 10th. Wins it for the Mets at chilly, cold, wet City Field. Braves again over the Cubs. Second straight night, 4-1. Yastrzemski drives in the tie-breaking run for the Bravos. White Sox over the Royals, 6-5. Second straight night they did them that way. Kelnick and Montgomery. Kelnick 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Colson Montgomery homered during a 3-hit game for him. The White Sox, unbelievable. San Diego 3-1 over Milwaukee. We had the under 7 that hit. Padres win it. Sheets, a 3-run shot in the 9th to win it for the Friars. Miami 9-5 over Minnesota on the road. Jimenez, 3 hits, and Edwards doubled and tripled and scored 3 runs for the Fish. Texas 6-5 over Arizona. Danny Jansen single gives the Rangers the win as both teams scored 3 runs in the 9th, but Texas walks it off. Houston 4-3 and 10 over Seattle. I got burned on that game. Cole's 10th inning RBI lifts the Stros. Walker homered and Cole hit the winner for the Stros and burned us on that ticket. I got burned on everything. Burned on everything. Burned on the Pistons. Burned on the Astros. Burned on the Avs winning in overtime. I needed them to win by 2 goals. A's 6-2 over St. Louis. Nick Kurtz, his 3rd career Grand Slam breakfast. Second one's $1 to help the A's beat the Cards in Sacktown. And Ohtani finally got the Dodgers a win. 4-0 over the Giants. He goes 7 scoreless. 4-hit ball for Ohtani. Colorado won the game in overtime at the Ball Arena in Denver. Brett Kulak, 3:52 into overtime, wins it for the Avs. There's no NBA playoff game tonight at all. You've got Dayball, Brian Dayball. 12:35 Colorado at Pittsburgh. Dollander against Montgomery Ward. 12:40 Washington at Cincinnati. Griffin, Forrest Griffin against Burns, George Burns. 1:10 Detroit at the Mets. Montero and McClain, John McClain. 1:40 San Diego at Milwaukee. Canning against Harrison Ford. 1:40 Miami and Minnesota. Garrett against Matthews. 2:10 Seattle at Houston. Castillo against Burrows, Joe Burrow. 3:05 St. Louis and the A's. Governor McGreevy against Lopez. 6:45 Philly and Boston at Fenway. Luzardo and Danger Suarez. 7:15 Cubs at Braves. Brown against Sale. 7:40 Kansas City and the White Sox. Bubik Hair against Michael Kay. And 10:10 San Francisco and the Dodgers. Raup against Sheehan. The real excitement tonight is in the Stanley Cup playoffs. 7 o'clock on TNT. Series tied at 2s. They're in Chaminade, Buffalo. Montreal and the Sabres. Buffalo's favored minus $1.21. 5.5 is the total. 9:30 the nightcap, Vegas at the Pond in Anaheim against the Ducks. Of course, Vegas can win the series. They're up 3-2. They're favored slightly, -111 to -109 for the Ducks. 6.5 is the total. It's time for Fast Forward for Elliot Facial, where we do everything that matters and shit that doesn't matter. Harden's game, 30 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. People constantly talking about how much this guy sucks in the playoffs and he never wins a title and all this other bullshit. Is that not a good enough game for you to bring him back from 9 down with 2 minutes to go? He had 38 and 6, and the free throws that daggered the game for the Cavs. He was in that mode all night, and the guy has had other big games in this series. And so he has performed at the highest level. And I know he doesn't have rings. You can blame him all you want for that. You got teammates, you know. You got to have guys around you, and you got to have a bench to win the title in the NBA. It's not a one-man show. They couldn't get it done when he was playing with KD and Westbrook when they were young in Oak City, and everywhere else he's been around stars, but not enough of them and not enough of a bench. One player doesn't win shit by himself. Jordan didn't even win it by himself. That's a fact. With the Wild's loss to the Avs, John Hines, the coach of Minnesota, not all with the same team, but he's 0-6 in his career in elimination games. Keep that in mind when you hire him. He doesn't win in elimination games. All right, let's go back to this crazy game in Detroit last night.
Hustle from Paul Reed. Cunningham the drive, gets inside. Harris three-pointer, puts it in. Harden harassed by Jenkins, gets inside, layup, missed it. Ball knocked out of his hands. Mitchell gets inside and banks it home. 2 minutes remaining. Hesitation, drive inside. Lost it, got it back, and Mobley throws it down. I think Mitchell hold on to that. Down by 5 with a minute and a half to play. Harden to Mobley. Mobley a three-pointer. It's good. Evan Mobley with a big bucket. It's a 2-point game. Mobley the bounce. And a foul on the floor.
Now it's tied.
There from Mobley. Mitchell can't get away. 6 seconds remaining. Mitchell on the drive. Mitchell leans in. Shot blocked from behind by Thompson. He falls down. Goes out of bounds. Harden. Mobley. Floater. Short. Allen right there with the flush.
Now they're in overtime.
16 points for Allen. Trying to get their first road win of these playoffs.
Now they're up 4.
Big bucket there. Mobley sets the screen. Harden back to Mobley. Corner to Mitchell. Fake. Sidestep. Three-pointer. It's good. Donovan Mitchell. Huge three-pointer. His first.
Now they're up 5.
For 7 on the turnover. Struz comes up with it. Inside to Mitchell. Banks.
Now they're up 7.
And the Cavs go up by 7. And then Detroit careless in the backcourt. Largest lead of the game. Reed catches, lost it, got it back, lays it up and in. Gets it back, goes inside, fake, lefty layup, can't get it. Reed the rebound. Jenkins pushes, drives past Harden, layup, it's good.
Detroit was down 3.
And it's back to 3. See if he can go quickly, trying to get something downhill. Cunningham gets it, fires up, three-pointer, it's good.
Now they're down 1.
Knocks it down. The official's going to look to make sure he was behind the arc. Reed trying to distract. Good ball denial. Harden gets it. He's doubled and fouled right away.
So this is where he started making free throws and icing the game. So, I mean, they just snatched that game from right out of Detroit's hands and said, thank you very much. See you later. Here is the tying goal by the Avs. They were down 1, 2, 3-0. In fact, why don't we do this in order? All right, we'll do it in order. This is the start of the game for the wild last night, right?
Now Boldy into the slot, score! Johansson, just 34 seconds in. What an opening shift.
There you go. You get the early goal there. All right. I just keep showing some rock band. It's not going to work for me. All right, here we go. Then Foligno.
Saw carried across by Sturm. Sturm towards the net. And the redirect, they score! It's Foligno! 2-0 Minnesota!
There you go. So Foligno made it 2-0. And then, how about Foligno again?
Was offside. And now Sturm flies it across. 3-0! Yeah, that play was good. His skate is touching the line. It's good. Yeah, his skate, Marcus Foligno's skate, just held on a second. Sturm gets his rebound, stays with it, and Nick
Foligno with his second goal, and they were up 3-0. Now, here's the McKinnon goal that ties it.
under a minute and a half to go. Score! McKinnon's tied it!
So they were down 3-0. Then they tied it, and then here's the overtime goal to win. Oh, you gotta be kidding me! I gotta listen to this shit. So they win it in overtime. I'm gonna sit here and wait for this bullshit commercial. Is there anything worse than these? Honestly, this like ESPN app. Every time you want to watch a highlight, you got to suffer through their commercials. Jesus Christ. And then it's Hammer. Remember your boy, Hammer Time. I got to watch this guy dancing around again all these years later. Here it is.
Can't touch this.
All right.
Quickly ahead into the Minnesota side. It's Natchez.
Is there anything more painful than those horns? Every arena, they got to blow the horns.
52 seconds into overtime. The Avalanche win the series 4-1. Natchez sets up Kulak.
There you go. Kulak with the winner, so he's the hero. By the way, and they're tough. It's going to be, I think, the Canes and Avs for the Stanley Cup. So I don't care who they play. You know, Vegas, if they play Colorado, I still like Colorado. And Montreal, Buffalo going to play Carolina. They're going to lose. That's what's going to happen. The White Sox, you got to be kidding me. They've reached 500 at 21-21. The last time the White Sox were 500 at any point in the month of May was in 2022. All right, last night in Toronto, quite the ending to the Jays and Rays game. Check this out.
Another 2-2 pitch, and it's hit to deep left field. It's carrying. It's gone.
They even blow the horns at baseball games. Can't stop blowing horns. That was Dalton Varsho with a grand slam walk-off breakfast. Second one's $1 to win it for the Blue Jays. So very exciting. The Dolphins and Pro Bowl running back Devon Achane have reached an agreement on a 4-year, $68 million deal with an extension that includes $32 million of it guaranteed. Braden McNabb of the Vegas Golden Knights has been suspended 1 game for his interference on Paling. He nailed this guy Paling with his head into the plexiglass. He came across the neutral zone flying and just hammered this dude into the glass. He dropped like a bag of rocks. And then when he was on the ice, tried to get up and he keeled over because he was concussed. What's funny is they were saying on the game last night, they all agree with the 1-game suspension because, you know, Paling's going to miss game 6. Paling's going to fucking be done. Paling's not playing any more games in this series. What's he going to come back from a fucking concussion in game 7 if they win? I mean, this guy from the Ducks, he's done. Like, I saw him. Like, when you can't stand up and when you fall over after someone rings your bell and you've had a history of head injuries and concussions and you get another one, you're not playing in the next game or the game after that. Maybe after that either. Any other games. I've seen it too many times. I've been around concussions in hockey my whole career in broadcasting, and when I called Thrashers games. I'll never forget this guy, Stefan, the Thrashers #1 draft pick. He had a history of concussions, and they fucking drafted him anyway, and then he had concussions in the NHL and never amounted to a hill of beans because he had all these concussions. It's simple. He got his bell rung, Paling, and McNabb did it. Now, they talk about McNabb's never been suspended before for a dirty hit, so they've given him the pass. He gets a 1-game suspension. He's not going to play tonight, so I got to tell you, they're like 1 for 1. He's going to miss the game. He's going to miss the game. That's bullshit, is what that is. This guy's not going to play in the near future. He's not going to play in game 6 or 7. If that guy's on the ice for game 7, I'll keel over myself, because you can't have a concussion one night and then play within the next 4 nights or 5 nights. You're just not. I've been around it so much. My daughter had a concussion this year, real bad one, whiplash smile, and smashed her head on the floor. Never played the whole goddamn season in basketball, and she was a star player. Concussion ruined her senior year, never played a game. So you don't recover from concussions overnight. You can't do shit with a concussion. You can barely leave your fucking house. You can't deal with bright lights. You can't deal with outside sunshine. Lights on in the room watching TV. You got to sit in the dark. You can't, it's hard to eat. There's all kinds of problems you have with concussions. You're going to play fucking 2 nights later? Shut the fuck up. A Super Bowl rematch for the NFL season opener. Just what we don't need is watching Seattle beat the shit out of the Patriots. And you got to be kidding me. They're going to reward that Patriots team with that fucking coach of theirs who's fucking everything that walks past him. Let's face facts. I mean, this guy knocked up Rossini. That's all there is to it. And that story, nobody wants to talk about it. That cheating head coach of theirs. They're going to play against each other in a rematch at a Super Bowl to start the season, week 1. Jeez, what could be worse? Why do they do that? Didn't we get enough of it in the Super Bowl? I'm serious. Malik Neighbors underwent a second knee surgery, apparently, the Giants' star receiver. And obviously, people are talking about that. How many knee surgeries? The guy got his knee blown out, then they fixed it. And apparently it wasn't good enough, so they went back in and did some more work on it. That's a bad scene for the Giants right there. The guy's their star receiver, and they're paying him tons of money, and his knee's been damaged heavily, and they've had to surgically repair it, not once, but twice. The same injury, they couldn't fix it the first time, apparently, so they had to go in for more. How about this chick, Corey Richins? A Utah woman convicted of fatally poisoning her husband with fentanyl has been sentenced to life without parole for the murder. What's more, how about this chick? She's something else. She murders her husband. She poisoned him with fentanyl. Like, that's a plan. Like, I'm going to kill this guy with fentanyl. That did the trick. But then how about this chick? She wrote a children's book afterwards. Did you see this? You can't make this stuff up. Now, I don't know what the deal was. Like, she wrote a book about, parenting after a parent dies, how you deal with kids after losing a partner, and then she wrote the book, and anyway, no one cares about her life sentence. I just thought it was unbelievable. She doubled down, trying again to write the book, and I don't know enough about it. I know she wrote a book. Children are the reason for living, and I'm sorry for even 1 second you thought I did this, that I didn't love you. She didn't love him. She killed him. And then her kids said to the judge, they hope the judge puts her in jail for the rest of her life. I think that's fantastic. She apologized to her kids for being absolute chaos in their lives. She said she's broken without her children and her husband, and that she murdered their dad. The thought that she did it is a lie. She still denies doing it. And unbelievable. Life without parole for her. I'm afraid if she gets out, she'll come after me and my brothers, my whole family. I think she would come and take us and not do good things to us. She'd hurt us. I miss my dad, but I do not know. I don't need a life with her in it. I don't miss her at all. I'll tell you that much. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I know the story is crazy about it because she ended up writing the book afterwards about parenting. Anyway, 8 squads have been confirmed for the Dallas tournament in Frisco, Texas, a college hoop tournament with Colorado State, Florida Atlantic, George Washington, Loyola Chicago, Nevada, San Francisco Dons, Tulsa, and Utah State will headline the event December 18th through the 21st, if anybody's into some of that West Coast hoops. The Lions will host the Bears on Thanksgiving in Detroit on Thursday, November 26th. Ben Johnson returns to Ford Field for the second time as the Bears head coach. I think they went 0-2 against Detroit last year, so he's going to try to finally beat the Lions. Word is that OG Anunoby, who's been injured, he missed the last couple games of the Knicks series when they were annihilating the Sixers with a right hamstring strain, that he's going to be good to go for game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Netflix has sealed a deal with the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show to become the event's new telecast partner. Everybody loves the Westminster Kennel Club show that goes on where they judge all the dogs and pick the greatest dog in the world. The league's first ever Thanksgiving Eve game on November 25th, Wednesday night, will be Packers at Rams at SoHi Stadium in Lipstick City. It'll air on Netflix. That's part of a 4-year partnership extension with Netflix through the 29-30 season. Anyway, I told you yesterday, Max Fried Chicken will go for an MRI today about his elbow. They say it's on the outside of the elbow, not the inside of the elbow. Usually inside means Tommy John. Outside means like what Scooble has at a Tigers. Loose bodies, loose chips in there, bones, bone spurs. And they go in and clean that up. And they're out for, 4 to 6 weeks. Sometimes that's a good ending for the posterior, the outside elbow injury. If it's on the inside, you're fucked. How about this? $100,000 a week renting a home in the Hamptons for Shinnecock and the upcoming U.S. Open golf tournament later this summer. So it's out on Long Island. It's a great golf course. And to get a house, an Airbnb out there, $100,000 a week. Shit, I'd rent my house for $100,000 for a fucking week. They play golf for 4 days, but they come in and start working on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then they play Thursday to Sunday. So you lose your house from Sunday to Sunday, but you make $100,000. Who wouldn't do that? Okay, they've come out with the World Cocktail Day was yesterday, and the best drinks, they've, by states, who has the most popular drinks, you won't believe this. So it turns out the Long Island iced tea was the mixed drink of choice nationally. It was number one with like 11 states. But New York, believe it or not, it wasn't number one in New York. The spicy margarita was number one in New York. So they went to all the states and asked them who your favorite drink is, and la-di-da, and people did it. So Long Island iced tea was number one in 11 states, including Vermont, Indiana, and Iowa, but not in New York. And then everybody knows how you make it: vodka, white rum, gin, tequila, triple sec, splash of cola, blah, blah, blah. And then you have a lemon wedge in there. Very, very exciting. Chasing the drink is the mojito. Very popular drink of choice in 6 states: Alaska, Connecticut, and Florida. Love the mojito. Then the Moscow Mule, which is tops in Montana, South Carolina, and 4 other states. Then the spicy margarita, the Paloma, which is another tequila-based drink with grapefruit soda and lime, rounded out the top 5 cocktails that people like. What about martinis? People love martinis. You drink 2 martinis, you're good to go. 3, you're on the floor. 4, you're talking shit and starting fights and throwing hands. 5, you're in the back of a cop car. Anyway, alcohol went from a near unanimous 92% as a rite of passage for high schoolers 50 years ago. So right before I went to high school, 50 years ago, 92% of high school kids drank. And now 47% of teens drink today in high school. It must not have come around my daughter's high school, because I know my daughter and all of her teenage friends drink. When they have a party, believe me, they drink and they hurl all over each other. Harrison Ford, are you kidding me? He gave a commencement speech, and it was fantastic. You got to hear it.
Whatever talent or ambition you have, find some way to put it to work. Build something that didn't exist yesterday. Stand up for someone who can't stand up for themselves. Bring people together who weren't talking before. That's leadership. That's what moves the needle. Your generation has far more power than you may realize. And if you harness that power, if you find your leadership, your issues, your voice, the world will not be able to ignore you. You will have to be accommodated. Believe me, I know that's true.
He's like 100.
Don't wait. When opportunity presents, recognize it. This is your time. Own it. Enjoy every second of it. Because what could be worse than getting to the end of your life and realizing that you haven't fully
done shit? That you haven't done shit. So Harrison Ford giving the commencement speech at Arizona State, very exciting. Federal officers and agents who arrest immigrants as part of their work with ICE may be at the FIFA World Cup when the tournament gets underway next month. The DHS, Department of Homeland Security, said that they're sending ICE agents to World Cup games. Well, let's think about that for a second. How many immigrants, how many foreigners, I mean, these are countries from all over the world. How many illegal immigrants go to the games? How many illegal immigrants can even afford to go to the games? But the ones that do, now they got to worry about ICE being at the games and at the gates, fucking arresting people and taking them away from their families. How'd you like to go to a World Cup game and end up in handcuffs in the back of a fucking bus with ICE, and then you get sent to a fucking prison? Holy shit, they're going to go to World Cup games. Nobody's going to want to go to World Cup games if those fucking assholes are there. The voting for the Calder Cup, I'm not even going to show it to you because Matthew Schneider of the Islanders was the unanimous choice, a runaway choice. How about this Kazmat Chimaev? He walked away with a fat bag, losing that fight to Strickland on Saturday night of the UFC 329, whatever it is, 328. He made 3 times as much money as Strickland. He made $3.09 million. Strickland made $1.08 million. The highest paid NBA players in 25 and 26. I love this. Curry, $59 million, lost in the play-in game. Embiid, $55 million, lost in the second round. Jokic, $55 million, lost in the first round. Durant, $54 million, lost first round, was hurt, never played again. Giannis, $54 million, no playoffs. Butler, $54 million, hurt, no playoffs. AD, $54 million, hurt, no playoffs. Tatum, $54 million, lost in the first round, was injured. Lillard, $54 million, hurt, didn't play. Beal, $53 million, hurt, didn't play. Booker, $53 million, lost in the first round. Brown, $53 million, lost in the first round. The highest paid guys in the league all lost. They pay them all that fucking money and they're not playing. Survivor, that show that's been on forever, it's consumed more than 700 billion minutes of viewing, or upwards of 1.3 million years of viewing per Nielsen. The show has earned CBS $273 million in the last 4 years alone. How about this? A national championship rematch. Michigan and UConn will play at the TD Garden in Boston on November 6th. Duke and Illinois will start a home-and-home in hoops starting on November 17th in Durham. The return game will be in Champaign December 4th of 27. Mo Rivera, the legendary Yankee reliever, has started a hot sauce brand called Mo's Heat. All these business ventures these guys get into after they play. He's making hot sauce now. I've seen it all. The South Carolina Supreme Court has overturned the murder conviction of Alex Murdaugh. He's going to have another trial after he allegedly killed his wife and son. He's still not getting out of jail, though, because he stole so much fucking money from everyone. They don't even care about the murder. They're going to keep him in prison for fucking 50 years for all the money he stole. How about this? The baseball tickets. I have a list of the most expensive baseball tickets in the majors. The Dodgers are the most expensive. They average $76. Red Sox, $63. A's, $58. Who would pay $58 to watch the A's, even if they're in first place in Sacramento? The Giants, $47, and they blow. How about the Phillies, $46? The Pirates, $45 for the Pirates. You got to be kidding me. The Pirates? The 6th most expensive team in baseball. The Pirates are playing well. I'd pay that to see Skeens only. He's the only guy I'd pay that to see. Cubs, $42 at Wrigley. Padres, $40. Diamondbacks, $38. Tampa, $37. The Mets, $36. How about the Mets being more expensive at Citi Field than the Yankees? The Guardians, $36. Seattle, $35. The Yankees' cheapest ticket is $34 to get in to see them in the Boogie Down Bronx. The Big 12 and ACC both support a 24-team college football playoff format. Commissioners Yormack and Phillips are trying to sell a 24-team playoff. Wow, isn't that lovely? The NFL, no games in the NFL to compete on this Sunday, in particular, Sunday, September 6th, because there's 2 college football games. Wisconsin and Notre Dame in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And Louisville and Ole Miss are playing in Nashville, Tennessee. Here's the problem. The Wisconsin-Notre Dame game's at 7:30. So is the Louisville-Ole Miss game. The Notre Dame game's on NBC. The Louisville-Ole Miss game's on ABC. What is this, bowl night? Couldn't you have had the games, one in the afternoon at 3:30 and then one at 7:30 so we could watch both fucking games, you stupid assholes? The Maple Leafs fired head coach Craig Berube because the Maple Leafs blow. Donald Gibb, best known for being Ogre in the Revenge of the Nerds movies dies at 71. How about this? The Whiskey A Go-Go, a great legendary club on the Sunset Strip in Lipstick City in LA and Hollywood. They're having the year-end Bender concert with Dokken, Lynch Mob. Enough's Enough. My buddy Todd's Enough. Pretty Boy Floyd, The Throbs, White Lion, Faster Pussycat, and LA Guns live on the Sunset Strip. The 26 year-ender Bender. That just sounds like a heavy metal show and a party. Billionaire attorney John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, the injury law firm, plans to meet with the Rays managing partner Patrick Zalupski to discuss moving the team from Tampa to Orlando if they cannot get a deal for a new stadium in Tampa. Make sure you keep an eye out for the Profits max profit plays or any push plays or prop plays that he puts up in the community every day. Keep an eye out for my profit plays and elite plays in the community. I've been killing it for a couple of months every night. Pretty extensive run of winners. It's been crazy how many bets we've been cashing on a nightly basis. Last night was a nightmare. It happens. You get bad beats and burns. It comes down to this. You just have nights where it doesn't work out for you. I lost everything. I was close. Avs come back and win. They don't cover the 1.5. Seattle was winning. They lose in extras by a run. The Pistons are up 9 with 2 minutes to go, and they lose in overtime. These things happen. It sucks. So let's turn it around and make some money on a Thursday, shall we? Shake it. Ooh.